Everybody, James Koh, Tom Everett Scott joining you for Best Ball Live, presented by 4 for 4 and Underdog Fantasy. Tom, I'm excited about this show, man. You know, it's like I've been inundated with stats and all these crazy analytics dudes all through these weeks, and now I just get to draft with a regular old Joe, just a old fantasy enthusiast like yourself, and you're kind of like an old head. Like, I realized, Tom, that I had been playing fantasy for 25 damn years. And I feel so old in this space now. So it is actually good to be drafting with somebody else who kind of understands the early days of fantasy football.
That's right. I saw you post that earlier on Twitter that you are an old. I am also an old. We are co-olds. Yeah, I mean, I just love it. I love it so much. It is kind of crazy to think that we used to set our lineups by calling our commissioner's phone, and if he wasn't there, you leave a message on his machine and just hope that it would go through.
I mean, just talk about dated references. First of all, there was no internet to track your stats. You had to wait for the old newspaper to come through, provide you with an accurate box score.
That's right, USA Today. I would always check
baby, I love it. That's correct. I don't know, man. I started 25 years ago, which was like right when the internet picked it up, right? Like I've had a Yahoo account for like 25 years because that was the first platform I was on. So the old, scratching, stats on an old sheepskin is a little bit before my time, pal.
It's much better now. Let's just say that.
No doubt. All right. So, hey, listen, if you guys don't know Tom Everett Scott, obviously this guy's a longtime Hollywood veteran, man, has been in a number of projects. My wife loves him. She knows him actually randomly from Law and Order. He had a very long arc on there. But yeah, no, you've been a fantasy enthusiast for so long as well. And I don't know, I guess what kind of drew you to it and what's kept you in it for so long?
I remember the first commissioner I ever had is one of my commissioners now. We're in the same league. His name's Bruce. He's fantastic. We've been friends for so long. A couple other guys in there. It's just about the camaraderie. It's about the trash talking, and it's competitive. I just love this game. So as long as my wife will still have me, I will keep doing it.
There you go. And then it does beg the question, of course, as we get this this contest underway. We're drafting from the 7 hole, which is, by the way, I love drafting from the 7 spot. But It begs the question, Tom, how many leagues are you in?
I'm in about 9 leagues, and I've done.
Oh my God.
It's a lot. It's the most I've ever had. And then I have a couple guillotine leagues and survivor pools, and some of these best ball. I've gotten in the best ball streets, not the mania, just 12 teamers.
All right, so you have a ton of teams. You've got more teams than me, by the way, which is just that's truly psychotic, which I love.
Thank you.
But talk to me about some strategies here. Obviously, it's a gigantic tournament pool. And when we're drafting from the 7 spot, I guess what are we thinking overall?
I mean, is Kelsey going to fall to us, or does he typically go before then?
No, I think he will fall to us. He'll be somewhere in the mix.
Oh, let's try that.
He'll be really, really close to in there, man. Oh man, I just noticed that our buddy Sal Pal, who was behind the scenes producing the show, also in our draft as well.
Oh boy,
I feel like this is gonna cause problems because Sal Pal loves sniping my dude. So we'll see. I don't know, but you know what? This is Tom's team, baby. So exactly. You know what? There's not going to be any sniping of me. It's going to be maybe sniping of you, maybe, but we're going to get it going.
So nice in the pre-recording part, and I just was he playing me?
Yes, I think so. He's a ruthless killer. Once he leaves the screen and then enters your draft, he has absolutely no heart whatsoever.
Gosh, and
I appreciate
older
that.
Kids, yeah. It's like you go to your friend's house and his older brother would be like, "Let's do this haunted house I built." And then he the whole time scare you.
By the way, as you guys know, we've done so many of these episodes, man. If you guys can guess our pick at any point, your name will be entered into a drawing for a free $25 entry into this very tournament. Best Ball Mania 2, it's a $25 entry fee that you will be getting for free. And who doesn't like for free? So just be watching and be guessing the picks throughout the stream. Drop it into the chat, the old chat box, and our guy Sal Pal will get you all squared away. All right, so here we go. First few picks off the board, pretty chalk. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry. No surprise off the top. We got a couple picks here. Sal Pal's on the clock. A couple picks before we go. I do think that Travis Kelce. Well, oh no.
Okay,
Travis Kelce
that's all right.
Off the board.
So is that us? We're up
so early. Yeah, we're up.
All right. Well, it's either Zeke, Hill, or Diggs. Let's do a Tyreek Hill choice there.
I like it, man. You're going wide receiver right off the top, and you're kind of sort of avoiding maybe a running back pitfall. But I'm assuming you've got a number of either mid or late round running backs that you've got your eyes on. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some guys that I think have some value. They're in the dead zone, but we'll maybe get lucky. I don't know. Like, this is the Best Ball Mania too. I haven't never done this before, and isn't the point to kind of do something that's a little more, what's the word?
Well, not chalk. I mean, we definitely want to get a little bit. We want to create some variance here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So
variance.
So I kind of like the strategy overall. First of all, I've been saying this all offseason is I just feel way more confident about those three stud wide receivers than I do anyone, in terms of top running backs. And you can throw Kelce into the mix too, but so many of the running backs come with a lot of question marks built in that I'm a little bit scared off, especially in a tournament format like this.
How important is it for you in these things to get a running back in the first 2 rounds?
Not at all.
Okay.
0%. If you want to do it that way, I'm 100% in on that too. But for me personally, I don't care what position I get in the first couple of rounds, honestly.
Okay. It looks like Ridley just went. I was going to try to snag him. We've got one more before us. And which wide receivers are off the board?
You can kind of see who's available here. We got Nuke, DK, AJ Brown. If you like Justin Jefferson,
I want to reach for Lamb, but it doesn't seem smart. All right, let's do either DK, AJ, or Justin Jefferson.
Well, what do you think, pal?
I think DK is a smash. Let's go there.
Let's go. Let's do it. I love your thought on this too. I had just written about DK Metcalf, but I tell you, he's a player that, he is entering his 3rd season. It's a traditional season where we see younger stud wide receivers take a leap, and he's already taken the leap, right? Like, we already saw 1,400 yards. Like, why can't DK put up 1,515 this year? Why can't he do that? You know what I mean?
He certainly can. I think that they've got a new offensive coordinator there. I've seen some interviews with Russell where the first name out of his mouth when he talks about his receivers, it's always DK. So I mean, he's forefront of his mind. I think they're going to, continue to exploit that like they did in the first half of last season.
He's just an absolute freak too. When we're talking about overall athleticism too. So you can never feel bad about drafting DK. That's for sure, man.
Right.
All right. Exactly. Let's queue up some other guys here. What should we stay with the whole wide receiver theme? Should we start looking at running backs at all?
No, absolutely. I mean, I love the running back theme. The wide receiver theme. Did any of the top 3 tight ends stay on the board? Yeah, there's Waller.
Yeah. Waller and Kittle are still there. Will they be around when we're picking so many picks late? I'm not confident. I'm not confident, but if they are, I think we can smash either one of those players. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would put CeeDee Lamb in this queue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few. I mean, look, I love these. I love pretty much all these 3rd round wide receivers. I got to be honest with you. Like Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, who just went actually just right now off the board. I love all these guys in the 3rd round, if I'm being honest.
Me too. And I really love other guys that aren't going. I feel like they're in the same group, but they go later, like T. Higgins and Tyler Lockett. I think you can wait a little bit, but still, I think they belong in that group as well.
I do too. I think you're getting a discount on Tyler Lockett this year because of kind of the weekly disparities that he put on last year. But if we're talking about best ball, I think he has some extra value, does he not? Considering we know what his ceiling is, which is a 50-point explosion, potentially. Again, not every week, obviously, but from now and again, and if he's your wide receiver 3, you love that pick, yeah?
I do. I know people are stacking, but it's kind of chalky to have that Seahawks stack, right? So is that not enough variance if you have that stack?
No, I love it. I mean, if you're going to do it, just go all in. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that.
Got it. Just everybody, just Everett, DJ, Dallas.
Do it all. Do it all. I'm all
Fantastic.
in. I'm all in on that. And again, you start talking about some variants. It's like, hey, listen, going with a heavy stack like that, I think says a lot. So I don't know, man.
Well, I'm trying to make a
it.
statement. It's my first
Oh,
time in the streets.
you know what, man?
Here
We talked about the ruthlessness of Sal Pal, and
I
he
like
just
Lockett here.
took Kittle.
I say Lockett.
Let's take Lockett.
Let's do
Let's
this.
go with this super Seattle stack. I kind of like that.
Yeah, let's just Sal better not snipe us on Mr. What does he go?
Russell Wilson. We need
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
On Mr. Unlimited.
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and find him because he'll be somewhere in the queue here, and
Okay.
look, Underdog has him as the quarterback 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Yeah, they
the
have-
quarterback 6.
74, 75 ADP.
Yeah. So when we start seeing some quarterbacks go off the board, I think that's kind of when we make our move.
Sure. It looks like he's ADP around the beginning of the 6th, and we are going to be ahead
going
of
into
that.
the 4th round. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think we can stretch him into the 5th round. Even that feels a little
Early.
Yeah, a little early, you know, but that's okay. I mean, that's again, if the strategy is to create a super stack, why not go a little bit early, reach just a little bit for your guy, make sure you get your dude. Otherwise, we're going to be really thinking about some other situations here. Although I will say, we do have Tyreek Hill too. Patrick Mahomes and a Tyreek Hill stack is never a bad call either.
That's right.
But again,
No. You're right. We got to take these blinders off. We got to just take a look at the whole field. Keep our heads on a swivel.
No doubt. All right, so let's queue up some guys. What position group are we thinking about here? We still, I mean, obviously the top three consensus tight ends are off the board. Tight end seems like it's pretty much, you look at kind of the group here. Kyle Pitts, I put him in kind of a tier of his own.
Sure.
I don't know if you love Kyle Pitts or what you feel about a rookie tight end who are generally slow to develop.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, I'm interested for sure. I also like Logan Thomas where he's going. I think he has a lot of potential this year. Catching low.
All right, so what are we thinking, man? Running back? We thinking wide receiver? What are we thinking?
Well, where are we at with running back right now? We're in that Dobbins, Carson, Henderson tier. Yeah, I say we wait on running back.
Got it. Wide receiver wise, I'm absolutely head over heels over Brandon Ayuk. Who I think is a fabulous player, but certainly there's a lot of guys in this group that are all right there.
Yeah, I love Ayuk. I definitely like him for best ball. I like Higgins a lot. I like Judy a lot. Definitely Claypool. I think any of those, grabbing one of those Steelers guys is good.
Okay, so we got 15 seconds, Tom. If we want Mahomes, we have to take him now. Otherwise, we wait on Wilson in the next round, or we can take Ayuk or Higgins.
Let's take Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say wait.
Nope.
I like it.
Yeah, I just wanted to grab it now. I don't know why. Just feeling it.
You know what that was too? That was a nice little swerve because we're streaming our draft live. Sal Pal's in our group.
That's why.
I know there might be a couple players in here that are watching the stream too. So that's not I like the swerve is what I'm saying. I like the swerve.
Yeah, me too. Not when I'm in a car, but here it's fine.
By the way, it's not like I don't think we overpaid for Patrick Mahomes, right? Like getting this dude in the 4th round, that's pretty decent price, honestly.
Not bad. Recently he went in a home draft, and I thought that was a pretty good value.
Middle of the 4th round for Patrick Mahomes. I think that's not bad. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take Russell Wilson off the board, off our queue.
Yeah.
In terms of wide receivers, T. Higgins, who you said you really, really like, is still available. I don't know if he'll fall to us, but he's queued up. He's ready to go.
All right, cool. And then where we got? Darrell Henderson, Miles Sanders, and what's the next running back on that list?
Let's take a look. Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Mike Davis is in the mix somewhere. A lot of folks are really high on Javonte Williams too.
I like Miles Sanders here because he could produce and have big weeks. He could. You never. I mean, he's really. Who else is he got competition with there?
No one.
Nobody.
Absolutely no one, honestly.
You know, I think he's a nice, like a really nice value these days.
It's interesting, right? Because like he was like your favorite fantasy analyst, favorite running back last year, and he absolutely disappointed, and now he's just completely, fallen off. Whereas, we already know what the offense kind of sort of is going to look like. It's not going to be great. I'm not projecting them to have scoring a ton of touchdowns, but Miles Sanders, as you mentioned, is probably going to be the absolute workhorse back there.
I think he is. I think he's going to have better weeks than people think. Now that I'm looking at this, what do we have? We have these wide receivers are going off the board. Let's take T. Higgins.
Yeah, they're flying.
If he's still there.
These some of these wide receivers are now flying off the board, and like I said, we saw Josh Allen go right there a few picks after us. So again, it was like not, middle of the fourth round. I actually think that's a really good value for Patrick Mahomes, but yeah, he definitely was not going to survive another pick. Well, T. Higgins just went off the board, so there you go.
Okay. What other wide receivers are there now?
All right, let's take a look. Jamar Chase, don't know how you feel about his preseason struggles. Apparently, the latest reports out of Bengals camp is that he's had 4 really, really great practices in a row.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that just like that preseason, just believing too much in the news? He's an incredible prospect. He's going to play great.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so your guy T. Higgins just came off the board. I just queued up Chase Claypool. Any of these other wide receivers or running backs interest you in this spot? Middle of the 5th round?
Claypool for sure. I think we should wait on running back.
Oh, Sal Pal. Sal Pal just coming in just straight. You know what? We're going to have to swerve Sal Pal. I just realized. I didn't think we would have to. We have to start swerving Sal Pal. That guy just coming through. What's going on here, Sal? All right, give me another couple guys you want me to queue up here.
Jamar Chase, I think. Why not? Mike Davis, no. Kareem Hunt, no. Boyd?
Tyler Boyd?
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd feels like a little bit of a safer pick.
Yeah,
and if we're going high variance, you know what I'm saying?
Robbie.
Yeah, sure. Robbie Anderson's in the mix too. All right, 8 seconds. What do we got?
Go Trey Sermon. Just put him as our first guy. You have him queued.
Oh gosh, I think I missed that pick. I didn't move him to the top of the queue. I don't hate the Jamar Chase pick right there. Me neither.
I like it.
If we're going for high variance, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm glad that happened. That was perfect.
This happens at least once a stream, by the way. We're over here chit-chatting. Guys are sniping us left and right because they're watching the stream. And that happens, man. We got to scramble sometimes.
That's true. I mean, they can hear our thoughts. We're literally, thinking out loud over here, and they are able to just take advantage. All right. So now we're going into the 6th round. We've got our quarterback. We have a beautiful stack of Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. Got a quartet of wide receivers that just salivating looking at that. Tyreek Hill, DK, Tyler Lockett, Jamar Chase. I love that. It's gorgeous.
Foursome of wide receivers.
Oh, yes, I see you, Nate. I know Nate. Oh, way to go, Nate. You just took Trey Sermon.
He did.
I'm in Nate's is in my Scott Fish division.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All right. I believe that I'm getting that right. Maybe I'm not.
All right. Okay. All right. I see how people are playing. All right.
Oh, Hawk and Andrews are off the board. Okay. What's we're coming up.
We are.
What's Logan Thompson's ADP? It's too early for him, right?
I mean,
yeah, it is.
It is. It is. It's not like, it's a little early. But that being said, if we get him in the next round, that's actually okay.
I like that Kareem Hunt value there. I like Gaskin this year. I think Gaskin's better than people think.
Okay.
I think he's their starter. I like Gaskin here.
You like Gaskin here?
I do. I think he's their guy.
Let's do it. I'll tell you this, a lot of folks are obviously going to be scared off of Miles because of kind of what Brian Flores had said about, running a three-man weave there, a three-man committee in Miami. But if you're right in that Gaskin ends up taking that job and running with it, pun fully intended, you're getting pretty good value with that pick, right?
I think so. He looks great. And sure, they could do a running back by committee, but I don't know. I feel like it's the kind of thing where if they're rolling with him on the field, they're just going to leave it that way. It's like preseason, chatter, and I don't know how much you should pay attention to that or not.
I'm getting the sense, and this is the first time you and I have ever drafted together, let alone talked with each other, but I'm getting the sense you don't put a lot of stock into some of these preseason reports.
I don't, and I also don't pay attention to too much what we see in the preseason until some things are more clear than others. You can tell they're holding out their starters to protect them usually.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. And who plays with the ones is usually an indication of who they want to start.
Right. And that's, and that's more of just kind of like, all right, who's getting the starting, reps. I think that is probably pretty important information that you can kind of glean from some of these, preseason games.
How much do you trust your eyes, the eyeball test?
I try. I mean, look, listen, you're not working in this space unless you trust your eyes. We watch a lot of football. But that being said, it's like you do kind of sort of have to weigh volume against talent level sometimes. And where those two things kind of sort of meet, that's where the discrepancy is. You know what I mean?
So who's going to have a better base on that? We know what Kareem Hunt is, but his volume is capped unless there's an injury to Chubb.
Right.
Compare that to Gaskin. Let's say they're relatively close in talent. Would you say Gaskin would have a better season based on the volume? I
think Kareem Hunt's a better player. That would be my talent evaluation of the two players. And I think me personally, I think both players need breaks to go their way for them to see a big volume load. So that's just kind of where I stand. But I do think that Kareem Hunt is a more talented player. Just from, again, my evaluation of the two guys.
Copy that. Right, I really don't know.
It is time.
Player profiles. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it's time to start queuing up some guys. It's really coming up on us here.
What do you think we need at this point? What would be a nice?
I'm still good hammering wide receiver. If you like, running back here too, I'm okay with that too. But I'm okay hammering wide receiver or tight end.
I like
Logan
Mike.
Thomas is somewhere in there too, but yeah, I like Mike too. I'll have him queued up.
I say we take him.
I like Mike here. If you wanted to claim, plant a flag in that San Francisco backfield, Raheem Mostert is somebody that
for sure. We almost got Trey Sermon. Let's go for Mostert. I like him.
All right. Yeah. The running back room. It starts to thin out. It does, guys like Michael Carter are anticipated to be in a three-headed rotation. I love A.J. Dillon. Don't get me wrong. He's somewhere in that draftable mix too, because again, fabulous athlete, good offense, and you want running backs attached to great offenses. He himself is an absolute athletic freak, and we know that LaFleur is always going to run a two running back set, no matter what. Goes all the way back to his days when he was giving Dion Lewis 100+ touches with Derrick Henry in the backfield too. So A.J. Dillon's going to get some run. So he's a player that I really like in some of these middle rounds too. If you're again looking at running backs in this range.
Yeah, all I can do is echo what I listen to in my own echo chamber of the fantasy community. And I agree with all that stuff. It looks to be going that way. That's another thing to follow, what OC and head coach tendencies are that you're talking about there with Matt LaFleur. Wow, I didn't realize Dion Lewis had that many carries when he was in the same backfield as Derrick Henry.
It's nuts, man. It was crazy. I was like, I don't know what the hell when the Packers made that call to sign on, Matt LaFleur, I was one of the very few people that was not very excited about it because I wanted to see Aaron Jones get all the touches, man. But it wasn't going to happen. So, and that's kind of what we've seen so far. All right, so we are about 3 or 4 picks away here. I've got some running backs like, as you see, kind of queued up. We've got Logan Thomas, who I know you were kind of sort of eyeballing in that mix too. And this is actually a good range to kind of sort of pick him up if that's what we're thinking. His average ADP is 90. It's around pick 92. We would be at pick 90. Wide receiver wise, is there anybody here that really speaks to you?
Let me see. Not really. No. Maybe Marvin Jones, but
Logan Thomas just went off. That's
maybe we should think about taking AJ Dillon here then.
I don't mind it. None of these wide receivers really jump out to me. I mean, I think Elijah Moore, I have a man crush on. I love Michael Pittman this year. But yeah, those are the only 2 guys that I kind of look at where I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe I'd consider those guys ahead of some of these running backs, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think you could throw Waddle into the mix there, but no, I like Dillon. Yeah. Okay,
great.
Waddle looked good the other day. He's somebody
Waddle looked great the other day.
Right. And, so they're going to invest in him. They've invested in him, so they're going to play him. And he looks great.
All right. So we have 3 running backs here. So now we're almost at the point now, Tom, where I don't know. I kind of sort of feel like we can kind of ignore the position unless there's somebody who just you absolutely feel like is a screaming value. And then I kind of just sort of figure we can kind of either hammer wide receiver and tight end, really.
Sounds great. I love it. You know what? Let's do it. Look at us. Where are you right now, James? Where do you?
I'm in LA, man. How about yourself?
Well, I live in LA, but right now I'm in Wilmington.
You're in what? Why are you in Wilmington?
I'm filming something here.
Oh, beautiful. That's awesome.
Oh,
John Paulson is in the chats. He's talking about Waddle. You're right, bud. Waddle feels really good, and he looked really, really great, man. I still got questions about quarterback there, but yeah, man, he looked awesome. Oh, Sal Pal took Waddle there at the end near the end of round 8. So there you go.
Now I want to know why Paulson yelled out Waddle. Was it because Sal took him, or because we should have taken him?
Maybe.
Or is he just in agreement and loves him?
I feel like John loves Waddle. All right, so maybe he feels like we should have taken Waddle. I don't know.
Was it because I have this pelican over my shoulder and he thought about that guy waddling?
That's a very impressive wall mural behind you, by the way.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
In this age of Zoom, when you get a hotel room that has that, you got to come up with some jokes.
Yeah, you do.
So
you do.
You want to hear some of
Rob
them?
Wozniak says everyone should be screaming Waddle. Well, hey, there you go. All right, so let's get to it, man. Let's queue up some dudes here. I'll just fire up some guys.
I also like Marquise Brown because he's also somebody who can have a huge
splash
week,
plays.
Let's say he's also a little more comfortable in the system, and they got to start opening up that offense, right? I mean, they were very predictable last year.
Yeah. I mean, the Rashad Bateman injury, kind of sort of worries me a bit. But yeah, if they're out there, man, both of them together, you throw Mark Andrews into the mix too. Like, there should be a lot of explosive plays on the table. That would be my thinking.
Yeah, and you've got Sammy Watkins, who's, whatever you want to say about him, he's still like a competent receiver. He's out on the field.
Yes.
He's gonna. Right. They could open up that passing game.
I'm gonna write a very strongly worded letter to Sal Pal for taking all these guys that I like, and this is it's hurting me. It's hurting me very badly, but that's okay. Hey, listen, you were thinking about Marquise Brown. I like the thought process here too. You're getting him at a pretty decent discount. Near the end of the 9th round, we're talking about a guy before the whole preseason, process began. What are we thinking about with Marquise Brown? What is he, like a 6th rounder maybe? right? And obviously they took Rashad Bateman, but I think near the end of the 9th round, again, you're getting pretty decent value.
Look, I think so. He's another post-type sleeper, right? So
yes,
he is value right now where he's at.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love that. I love that pick right there because, again, this isn't a redraft league, guys, right? This is best ball, right? And you want guys that have spike weeks. And when I think of spike weeks, there's a few players that come to mind: Tyler Lockett, Deshaun Jackson, and Marquise Hollywood Brown. So yeah, man, he certainly fits that bill.
What are we thinking of for a second quarterback? Is there anybody? Oh, there's so many left.
There's so many. I mean, a lot of these guys look really enticing. Look, there's a lot of reasons to get excited about Matt Stafford. Can Tennessee get their COVID problem under control? Because remember, this is the same team that had a problem with it last year, man. And can Ryan Tannehill, who had 40 total touchdowns last year, can Tennessee kind of sort of keep that, problem under control? We shall see, but very intrigued by where Ryan Tannehill is going at current cost. The quarterback 12, man, for a guy who had 40 touchdowns last year and also has a really good rushing floor, seems really, really good.
Agree. I think for our build, though, we might think about Joe Burrow to put with Chase.
I like that. I'll
some time.
We still got a ways to go before that pick can happen, but that's okay.
Where are we at?
Yeah.
I like Jacoby.
All right, so we got a couple picks before us. Do you like Jacoby? Because what's really funny? I love Jacoby Myers. I love Jacoby Myers. I do feel like it's a little early here. I'm surprised his ADP is climbing so high.
Going up because everyone's
guessing
what he's doing. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Somebody snipe us?
No. All right, so where are we thinking here?
Did you say we were done with running back?
If there's somebody that's a screaming value, I'm okay with it.
No. I think maybe we should think about wide receiver. I think there was another wide receiver on the board that above Jacoby.
There was Terrace Marshall.
I do like Marshall. Yeah.
Well, I just moved into the top of the queue. And the reason I love Terrace Marshall is I think the thought process, Tom, that Terrace Marshall is the de facto number 3 in Carolina doesn't necessarily line up with me. And I feel like we're only saying that he is the number 3 because he's a rookie, which means we're basing this off of what? Seniority? And that's not how the NFL works, right? So from a skill and need and positional value standpoint, Terrace Marshall can move all over the field. And even if he doesn't, even if he plays that, strictly slot role, there's just a lot of value there to me. I don't know. He's the bigger body target wide receiver. I saw a lot of natural separation in this preseason game. We saw a lot of natural separation on the college tape too. So I would not be surprised if Terrace Marshall ends up being like the 1A or the 1B there in Carolina.
That would be pretty exciting. He's definitely looked good. I know my buddy JJ Zachariason really loves him. I also think that offense kind of lacks a tight end, like a big pass catching tight end, and just a big body down there in the red zone. He could be scoring a lot of touchdowns maybe this year. What's his range of like projected touchdowns in that?
Well, offense? I think if he scores less than I want to say if he scores less than 7 touchdowns, to me that would be a disappointment. But again, I'm almost, just for this build, I'm almost hoping we see a lot of spike weeks from Terrace Marshall, where he might put up like, a couple of different 2 touchdown games. That would be nice, right? Sure. For this particular build. But yeah, no, I mean, look, DJ Moore has never really been a red zone threat. Robbie Anderson, who does have some familiarity with Sam Darnold, can certainly get over the top vertically, but it's interesting to me, right? Carolina didn't really run him that way. They really ran him kind of more as like a guy who lined up flanker and ran a lot of crossing routes. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting how they're going to be using those 3 wide receivers. And as you mentioned, man, like they don't have a tight end of any note whatsoever. We know Christian McCaffrey is going to get a lot of passing targets too, but Why not Terrace Marshall? Why can't he be, the second best option, passing option there in Carolina?
He could. I think what's their only notable tight end in the fantasy community? People talk about Dan Arnold. Maybe Sam Darnold to Dan Arnold is a thing. I don't.
Maybe. I don't know. All right, so we're on the clock here. Sal Pal just took Tony Pollard. We're on the clock. Ooh, Sony Michel just went. That seems a little actually
early for him.
Okay value. Yeah, a little early, but okay value. Okay, so 20 seconds to go. Jamal Williams, Nyheim Hines. You know that they're going to get some work. Wide receiver wise, what are we thinking here?
I like passing out. I like Brian Edwards. They don't really have like another guy other than Waller that I like. Ruggs maybe. What's wrong with taking Burrow here? Is that too early for a second quarterback?
Well, we kind of clocked out for Brian Edwards, which is okay, and I think Burrow's going to be available next round anyways, to be honest with you.
Okay, because Sal is not picking before our next pick, so we're safe.
Good point. Very good point. We see Emmanuel Sanders going off the board, and golly, talk about a player whose ADP has skyrocketed. Maybe it's the Cole Beasley thing. I don't know, but Emmanuel Sanders, man, we're seeing his value rise. And I've always been on the Emmanuel Sanders train. You know what I mean? Like, I just think for this particular team that has championship aspirations, we've seen it so many times. Teams like this need good veteran players. And that's exactly what Emmanuel Sanders is. This is a team in Buffalo that's going to run 3-4 wide receiver sets almost exclusively, and Sanders is going to find a way on the field. That's just kind of how I see it kind of sort of playing out.
Sure. I can see that. Definitely. I mean, last year they showed it. They really aired the ball out.
But it is interesting though, right? Like Sanders going ahead of Cole Beasley, and we already know Cole Beasley, again, should he, stay out of that COVID protocol, which is obviously a big if, but if he does that, he's had a lot of, reliable weeks too, but sure. I don't know. Tom, Joe Burrow just went. I guess I was wrong. I'm misreading this draft. I really am. I feel like these guys are going to fall, but I guess they're not.
Do we have any other quarterback choices that are nice for this build? Anybody in there that's like going to match up nicely with our guys?
Sam Darnold late. Sure. If that's what you're thinking. I'll give you a spicy pick. And this is like perfect for this like Best Ball Mania 2. But Deshaun Watson. Like, I know that he's got these legal issues, but I read a really interesting piece from Charles Robinson, who speculates that he may actually not miss any games in 2021, which would be a surprise. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways,
I don't know if my moral compass will allow me to.
Fair, dude, totally fair. Which I'm down with that too, man. I am down with that too, man. But all right, let's cue up some dudes, shall we? Because
I also don't think he's going to play. But
yeah, I mean, there's also that specter, by the way, that looms very large. Okay, we're on the clock. Oh my gosh, we were burning way too much time here. Okay, taking a look at some of these wide receivers.
I like Aguilar. I think he could have some momentum if it's Mac Jones. He can get underneath some balls. I think that's a weird phrase. And then Traquan Smith. I mean, if James Winston is airing it out, I like Traquan's speed.
Okay. All right, who are we thinking though?
Let's go with Traquan.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
Did I get there?
Yeah.
I got there. We got Traquan.
We got Matsui. Wow, that was my second Paul Rudd quote of the show. Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines is a nice choice. I mean, if anything should happen to Jonathan Taylor, I think he would certainly like. I know that this is best ball and not season long, so that it doesn't really matter. But
well, I think, and again, when we start talking about some of these running backs, like I want guys that are going to be able to have built-in pass catching work. So. Our running back group is obviously not the strongest, right? Like we've got three guys right now that are all in committee. So we need usable weeks on a week-to-week basis. And Nyheim Hines does fit that bill. He's going to be a PPR ace. Yeah.
I like that suggestion, Sam. He's suggesting we go with Mac Jones.
I like that. I like that call too.
He's deep. He's deep.
He's
I don't know.
way down there. He is way down there. I mean, we can, like I said, we can get him. We can get him really late. You know what? We'll take a look at him a little later.
Cool.
But while we are here, let's queue up some wide receivers that we're looking at, because right now, what do we got? We've got 8 wide receivers. We have no tight ends, which is kind of scary, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh wow, we didn't get a tight end.
Well, to be fair though, I think this is kind of a good range to take tight ends if you have waited.
Sure.
You might as well just, you know what I mean? You might as well keep on waiting.
The guys I like here are Cole Kmet. I like Cole Kmet. I like Austin Hooper. I like Henry. I think that people are thinking he's not going to have a good season, or haven't heard anything about him, in camp and stuff. And he can come out and be amazing. We know what he can do. Ferkser, yeah, I like all those guys.
I mean, I like them kind of sort of all the same, to be honest with you. So I'm not dying to take any one of these guys, but if we get any of them, I feel okay about it. Sure.
I mean, if Justin Fields takes over that offense, at some point, Cole Kmet could really get going.
I think what we saw from Fields too was that he can use his legs, but he's definitely not scared to check it down a little bit just to keep the chains moving.
Yeah, he's got a nice ball. He throws really beautiful passes, I've noticed.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so we are. I'll say this: it doesn't matter what happens here with Sal, pal, because you can't snipe them all, pal. You can't snipe them all. We've got 5 guys lined up, pal. Oh, but he took Amon-Ra St. Brown just to spite me, though. That's actually not bad.
One of your favorite guys?
He is one of my favorite dudes. All right, so we got it here. Any one of these guys ahead of anyone else here? What are we thinking?
I think for safety, I think let's go with Hooper.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Austin Hooper.
And then we can go maybe I don't know. We'll see who's left when we come back around.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
I'm glad.
I'll take a peek here at running back.
Sure. Is Tony Jones still available?
Oh, I bet you he is. Yes, he is. It's pretty good. I like where your head's at.
It's because I saw Latavius Murray there, and now I've got this blinking red light in my brain over that.
I like where your head is at, boy. Let's go, Tony Jones.
I like who else is on this list that could be fun? And you like pass catching guys with production. I mean, that's Gio.
Yeah, Gio could end up being the pass catching back there in Tampa Bay. Why not? And obviously we know Tom Brady has no problems checking it down to those kind of guys, right?
Sure, could be his new James White.
Well, Latavius Murray did just go, which is interesting to me. There are some reports now that Latavius Murray is actually on the roster bubble, unless something came down over the last few hours that would discourage me of otherwise. But Latavius, I from the reports that I've seen, anyways, say that he is on potentially on the roster bubble. So that's which is why someone like myself and Tom, who's obviously a veteran fantasy player, I love Tony Jones, man. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. You know what I mean?
I was going to just check to make sure there wasn't any new news. I don't think there is. I like Tony Jones.
But you know what? We are getting into some interesting wide receivers here too, like Paris Campbell, Rashad Bateman. Mm-hmm. If we're thinking about, trying to load up on some of these Baltimore spike weeks.
Absolutely. I agree.
I think in this format, Tom, I pretty much don't care about slot receivers. Oh my gosh, we're on the clock. All right, so talk to me. We could go tight end again. We could go Tony Jones.
Let's grab Jones. Why not? Let's live a little. Let's go crazy.
Let's get crazy. All right, so that's round 14. And with the build that we currently have, we've got 16, 17, 18. So we've got 3 picks left. And we have 1 tight end, 1 quarterback. So you figure we need 1 more quarterback, 1 more tight end. And then kind of that third pick is like dealer's choice.
Great. I love dealer's choice. I don't know how this team's going to be, but it's been fun so far, James. Had some laughs.
I love it, man. I love it. Who doesn't like a good best ball draft, man? Come on. All right. Man, this wide receiver group looks good. God, that gets me excited. That's nice. That's looking good. All right. So we definitely need a second tight end.
Okay.
And we definitely need a backup quarterback.
For sure.
For the bye week.
Like bye weeks, is that a thing?
Yes. So bye week. So we just have to avoid a quarterback with a week 12 bye. Any quarterback other than a week 12 bye is good.
And what about tight end? What's Hooper's bye week?
Hooper's bye week is week 13.
Okay, so not Ferkser then. Let's take Ferkser out and let's do Henry or Cook.
Now we could do Ferkser and then get a third tight end.
We could.
If you want to go with that build.
That's a good.
If that's what you like, or not. I mean, I'm okay with the 2 tight end build, honestly.
Okay, me too.
All right, now this is the look. This is the look at quarterback.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold looks good to put with Terrace Marshall, and I like Zach Wilson. He's looking so good in camp.
I like Zach Wilson here too. I think he can. He's got a few legs. Man, but you talk about running quarterbacks too, and like they have surrounded Daniel Jones with weapons everywhere. You add a guy like Kenny Golladay on the outside, and believe it or not, Daniel Jones, I think I've talked about on the show numerous times, but Daniel Jones actually led the league last year in passer rating when it came to deep shots in the NFL, surprisingly. So I wonder if that pairs well with somebody like Kenny Golladay. And again, it's kind of sort of a naked Daniel Jones because we don't have any giants. But if this guy is a straight up bye week fill-in, that's it is what it is.
I don't really trust it too much. He seems to turn the ball over too much for me.
Oh my God, he is for real life quarterback. Tom, not good. Fantasy quarterback, not bad. Not bad. Real life quarterback though, no, absolutely not. I will completely bypass that 100%.
I mean, I'm just worried he's going to have like an in-season benching because he just turns it over too much.
Oh, no way. No way. I don't think Gettleman would allow it. That would be Gettleman's job, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
That's kind of how I view it. That's kind of why I think Gettleman has surrounded, Daniel Jones with so many guys. Because I think he knows he needs Daniel Jones to succeed this year.
Yeah, but Joe Judge is such a hard ass.
That's also true. Okay. Okay, so Derek Carr goes to Sao Paulo. We're seeing a lot of backup quarterbacks flying off the board right now. And we are currently on the clock.
We're on the clock. You're right.
Yeah, we're on the clock. We could go tight end, quarterback, or dealer's choice.
I said we grab our second tight end here.
Okay.
Let's go with.
You've got Jared Cook, Hunter Henry, Anthony Ferkser. What do you think?
What do you think of
Zach Ertz?
I do like Zach Ertz. What's up with Pat Freiermuth catching all those touchdowns? Is that real or is that just BS?
Well, I think we kind of sort of clocked into Hunter Henry.
That's fine. But what do you think of Freiermuth? Muth?
I'm not sure. With all those wide receivers, like how many goal line opportunities is Pat really going to see? I guess would be my thing. Although you could also make the argument that Ben's basically done. In terms of arm strength. So yeah. I just maybe he is looking for some of these checkdowns. I don't know. That's kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, we'll see how long he looks good now, but we'll see how many games before he just completely loses steam.
Okay, 7 picks away, Tom. 2 more picks to go, I believe. No, we got picks 16, 17, and 18. Oh, we got 3 more picks, I think.
That's exciting. We didn't even know we had that many left.
I'm not doing a good job keeping track of all this stuff as I'm trying to talk to you and
I don't know how you do
this draft board and yeah, exactly. Okay. Now we're at the point now where guys are making picks like every 5 seconds. So, I like that Deshaun Jackson pick though. That's a nice pick there in round 15 for sure, 100%. Okay, what are we thinking? You want to go with the backup quarterback here? We could go another tight end.
It looks like we need one. Are we in danger of getting sniped? Not really. Everybody has 2 before us, and then
and by the way, anyone who all these quarterbacks are all basically the same to me at this point.
All right, well then we can wait on that. What? Look at wide receiver maybe. Do you like De'Ami Brown?
I'm intrigued by this Josh Palmer character.
Nice.
If Mike Williams gets hurt, Josh Palmer, I think, just steps right in, plays with, a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert, and could potentially really, post some big weeks.
I like it.
If it's right. I don't know. But I mean, again, it's going to require an injury ahead of him for us to kind of see value on that.
True. I like it, though.
Running back wise,
it's pretty gross.
Not a ton left on the board, and I think we did get our Tony Jones, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. All right, we're on the clock. I like either Palmer here or Mac Jones.
Let's
whatever you want.
Let's do Josh Palmer because I think Mac Jones. I keep saying this, but I feel like he's going to fall. Obviously, he's not going to fall. Well, this is my thing. Regardless, you take a look at the quarterback room. Okay, and I'm actually okay with any of these guys so long as they don't have a week 12 bye. To be honest with you, everyone's super off of Carson Wentz. That's fine. I'm not saying he's going to find the magic again, but when you compare him to some of these other dudes, maybe. You know what I mean?
Sure, a new coach. I mean, Frank Reich, we paired back up with him.
Right.
He's healthy. They have an offense that could move the ball. Certainly. I wouldn't be afraid of taking Carson Wentz.
We'll add him to the queue. We'll take a look. I'll move Mac Jones to the top. I kind of like that idea too, because, again, we're not going to be relying on Mac Jones, I don't think, until week 12. Giving a rookie more time to develop, right? So that's good. That's a good thing.
For sure. And they, I don't know. They could play bully ball, run the ball a lot, whereas Carson Wentz might have more, opportunity to score.
All right, so here we go. Round 17 of 18. We got 2 picks to go. We do need that one more quarterback. And then, again, it's kind of sort of dealer's choice, really. Like, I'm okay with the 2 tight end build. I don't see that many tight ends that are just like, oh, my God, I need to draft him.
Right.
If you thought, okay, maybe Jared Cook is done. Donald Parham is there.
Yeah, we could go with Ertz and Wentz.
Yeah, we could.
Oh wait, they're not on the same team, Tom.
They're not. I wasn't sure if you were referring to them as a stack or not.
I just went back in time.
There you go. That's okay.
That was great.
That's great. I'm actually surprised the guy who took Jalen Hurts has not taken Zach Ertz yet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, we got 2 picks here, man. And again, we do obviously need a backup quarterback. I'm cool with any one of these 3 guys that we've got here. That's good.
Sure.
And then is there? I'll just highlight everybody. Is there somebody in this group that we should queue up?
Let's see. Nobody really sticking out to me.
No, not really. If you wanted real variance, I will throw out. Let me just take a look here real quick. I'm gonna keep going. Amari Rodgers is an interesting one to me. But the guy that I really Samaje Perine as a backup to Joe Mixon is actually an interesting one too, by the way. But if we're looking at wide receivers, Brashad Perriman actually is an interesting one because I think they're going to be very, very behind. But I have Mac Jones queued up, Tom.
Let's do
How
it.
we feeling about Mac?
I love him. I love him.
I love him too.
I'm from Massachusetts. I'm a Patriots fan. It all works for me.
Okay. He's on the board. He's our guy.
He's our guy. And Sam, was it Sam that suggested that earlier?
Yes, I think it was Sam Chowdhury who's always in here. Oh, Sal Pal's calling for us to draft Kylan Granson, a random backup tight end in Indianapolis. So there you go. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that. All right, so we're good on quarterbacks. We don't need to look at quarterbacks. We're going to take quarterbacks off of this list entirely, and we're going to take a look at the three other positions. All right. And now I was talking about Brashad Perriman. And the reason I bring up his name, Tom, is because we know Detroit's going to be behind.
Yeah.
And Perriman is their receiver, their starting X receiver as we sit here today. A lot of folks think, okay, Tyrell Williams, but let's be real. Tyrell Williams has been basically banged up for the past 3 seasons in a row. To expect good health from him at this point seems a little bit, unrealistic, right? Perriman actually has played okay. He's actually played okay. In his last couple of stops, he's had some really bad coaching, obviously there with New York and Adam Gase, and quarterback play has been a lot left to be desired. So,
true.
Well, it doesn't matter because Perriman's off the board. He just got picked up, so it's all good. Anyways.
I have a dealer's choice wild card guy that if he's still
there.
Give
it to me.
I'd like to pair him with Pat Mahomes. Is McKinnon still there? Is he available?
Jerick McKinnon. Yes, he is. I think I just saw him. I like that idea too. I like that idea a lot, actually.
Great. Are there any other KC pass catchers? Are there any wide receivers from KC?
Is Brian Pringle still around? Nope.
No.
He got drafted.
Okay.
So that's kind of sort of it.
Great. Let's go with.
I'm trying to think about. There's no other. I know we're on the clock here, but I don't think there's anybody else. Am I missing something? Like Nick Keiser or something, or Blake Bell or something? Like a backup tight end?
Did you want one more tight end? Did you think that would have been a good?
I mean, if you wanted, I don't know. You know what? I like Jerick McKinnon. I think as a pass catching dude, that's actually pretty smart, to be honest with you. Who knows? It's a long shot. It's in round 18 though. Why not?
I love it, man. I feel like we crushed it. When do we collect the money?
When do we get our $1 million? Just go ahead. Just go ahead and just direct deposit that into our bank accounts, please. That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm going to go ahead and close out this draft board here, and as I kind of sort of putz around, we will take a look. Well, when the draft is done, we'll take a look at the entire draft board. And we will take a look at what we did and then kind of sort of what other teams around us did as well.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, it's not bad. All right, let's see if we can get this going here. Hold on.
Great.
The draft is done. Okay. We're going to share this screen. Boom, boom. Let's go. Okay, so this is the look at the full draft board. Tom, again, let's talk about our build first. I like the fact that even from the 7 hole, we could have taken Zeke. Saquon was available. Any running back, really, we could have taken. But you wanted to go wide receiver heavy off the top, and I love you for that.
Right.
Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett to start. I think that is incredibly strong. Very, very strong start. I thought we got pretty good value, actually, with Patrick Mahomes. I know he was the first quarterback off the board, but in the middle of the 4th round, that feels good for me. I don't know how you felt about that, but
I don't know. Well, now I'm looking and seeing that Russell Wilson went in the 7th. So gives me pause.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem with this early quarterback game is that in certain drafts, guys are going to go pretty late. And it looked like this particular draft, quarterbacks did go a lot later than anticipated in versus other drafts.
Right.
But regardless, that's okay. I'm not going to ever be mad about a guy that could potentially give you 50 touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Not going to be mad about that.
No.
Jamar Chase, we kind of sort of fell into that pick, but again, not mad about that pick either. I just kind of see this rookie, potentially developing as the season goes on. Obviously, he's had a little bit of a rough preseason, Tom, because, I mean, come on, let's be frank here. The guy didn't play football last year. You know what I mean? Right. That doesn't surprise me, right?
Right. No, not at all. Not at all. He'll ramp up.
And then Myles Gaskin, Raheem Mostert, A.J. Dillon, boom, 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 running back, all in this kind of sort of dreaded running back dead zone area. But honestly, again, I don't love these guys, but I mean, from a best ball standpoint, I don't hate it either.
I love it. You're giving it your best shot, hyping up these guys that we.
Like, I get it. Like
we're rock stars.
Tom, the term du jour this season, anyways, is running back dead zone. I think I've heard this phrase, running back dead zone, about 100 million times this offseason. And prior to this season, I heard it maybe like a handful of times in my life. Okay. So like, I understand. Like, I get it. But that being said, tell me why Raheem Mostert is not in a 50-50 timeshare in the best running system in the NFL. He is. A.J. Dillon, awesome offense, great athlete. Give me that guy. So, these running backs, while I would almost say in traditional leagues have a little bit less value, I think in these best ball leagues where you just need to get points and just need some spike weeks here and there, I'm okay with that, man. I am definitely okay with that.
Same.
And then I tell you, again, we're just kind of sort of riding these super high upside, high risk, high reward wide receivers: Marquise Brown, Terrace Marshall, Bryan Edwards, Traquan Smith. So, and again, tough to play some of these guys like Traquan and Bryan Edwards in typical redraft leagues, but in best ball, you don't have to worry about that. You just kind of sort of play it. The system will take care of that for you. You know what I mean?
Isn't that wonderful? I love that. Whoever came up with this idea is a genius.
I love it too, man. Made a very speculative play with Tony Jones and Jerick McKinnon to kind of sort of round out our running back room. Our tight ends, I think, are probably our weakest position. But I don't know, Tom. I guess my point is, does it matter? You know what I mean?
Not in the league.
Yeah, I don't feel like it does. I mean, let's be real. 9 out of these 12 teams are going to have weak tight ends. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Could we have gotten Kelsey? Yes, we could have got Kelsey, but somebody sniped him.
that was the great. I thought it was Sal Pal for a second, but it was not.
Oh, me too. Whoops.
It was the guy right in front of us, actually. I think we got sniped on George. Oh, we did. We got sniped on George Kittle. Wait, hold on now. Hold up. Sal Pal went with a double tight end build off the top. You went George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, Sal Pal in the first 4 rounds?
Can you only get one of those at a time?
I mean, what are we doing out here, Sal? Sal, what are we doing out here other than to spite our teams? This beautiful team that Tom and I are trying to recreate. Unbelievable.
Wait. Honestly, answer that question for me. Can you only score one tight end at a time, or can one of them be in the flex? Is there a flex?
There is a flex. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm actually curious. Is it a 3-position flex? I think it is. It's so funny. Like, I've never actually looked into that because I've never ever thought about building a baseball team with 2 stud tight ends. I've never thought about doing that.
Is it worth it? Bully tight end. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
No, but here's where it doesn't make sense, though. It's a tournament. It's not like this is a best ball league where you can bully your other league mates. It's a tournament, guys. Like, what are you talking about? No,
is that a high variance build?
It is. I can promise you there won't be too many teams that have the George Kittle, Kyle Pitts early tight end build. I can promise you that. Oh boy, that is so interesting, man. But hey, Tom, take a look around. Other than Sal Val's team, give me a team that you kind of sort of look at and say, hey, man, this guy did well, or that's interesting. Wow, what an interesting strategy this guy employed.
Right. Well, it's not. it's not hard to love the 101 build because he got some great running backs and he also was able to stack CeeDee Lamb with Dak Prescott. I mean, there you go.
Boom.
Yeah, good for you, the 101. But somebody else, with a nice build. Let's see. Yeah, who else's jib do I like the cut of? Yeah, I mean, some of these other guys who went wide receiver heavy early, the Derrick Henry, Keenan Allen, McLaurin, Ayuk, Robinson build is nice.
How are we feeling about Team 11, Nate Markham? He went Aaron Jones.
Let me see. Yeah.
Aaron Jones, Antonio Gibson off the top, which is fine. I have no problems with that. But then kind of dipping his toes into this, mid-tier running backs with Trey Sermon in round 5 after you already have a Jones and a Gibson in the fold. To me, that felt a little just didn't feel great, I guess. I'm taking a look,
And he's running naked Wilson there.
Running naked Wilson there,
That's
yeah.
something I like to do sometimes. I haven't done it in a while, but I like to run a naked Wilson.
But you take a look. So he took Trey Sermon, and obviously there was a bunch of these mid-tier running backs that went after him. But I just kind of feel like he probably could have gone wide receiver there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He kind of started a little running back run, I think there. We had our eyes on Sermon and he snagged him.
We did. Yeah, it's interesting how that kind of sort of falls, man, because I tell you, if Trey Sermon doesn't get chosen there, I almost wonder if he falls to us in the middle of the 6th round, honestly.
Could have. Instead, we got Gaskin, who I understand, you're not in love with, and I could be like out over my skis on that pick, but like I think he's going to have a good season because he did pass the eyeball test for me in the second preseason game.
Tom, let me tell you something. If I miss on a player, it won't be the first time.
Right, that's what your tweet said today. It's true. It's like, are we experts? No. Are we 100% correct? No. We're just playing this game. Anything can happen. Chaos is happening.
Chaos. And I love chaos. And I will also say this about Gaskin. There are talent evaluators that I know and respect and whose opinion is probably better than mine, that they also love Myles Gaskin. So I'm not going to die on that hill of just, Myles Gaskin is a guy. Like that is my opinion, but I'm not going to die on that hill. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm building in a lot of room for me to be wrong. 100%.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. But yeah, no. I don't have a problem with the pick. I really don't. Do I think Kareem Hunt's a better player than Gaskin? Yeah, sure. But, situationally wise, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, who knows what happens here? You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, it'll be fun to find out. And it's coming up soon. Yeah. We're almost 2 weeks away.
It's coming up soon, man. Hey, listen, man, Tom, I had a great time. I really did. And it was what a different, kind of a draft it was for myself, kind of hosting this thing, because again, it's just two guys that have been playing fantasy football for a damn long time.
Quarter century.
For a century. And we were playing when we had to use charcoal on sheepskin, for God's sakes. Exactly. But it was a lot of fun, man. And it was great to get you on the program. By the way, of course, I would be remiss in saying if you guys would be so kind, it's the best deal in fantasy football. If you deposit $10 in a new Underdog Fantasy Football account, you get a free 4for4 Pro sub. You get $25 in Underdog bucks. All you got to do is use that promo code BBL. By the way, that would help me considerably if you use that promo code BBL as well. So why not use it, man? It's a great deal in fantasy football. It's the best deal that you can get in fantasy football. You're getting that free 4for4 sub. You're getting some cash too. Why not? Let's make it all happen. Anyways, Tom, again, I just want to thank you again, man, for taking time out of your busy schedule to kind of be here with us and be talking a little fantasy football, man.
I had a great time. This is so much fun. I love doing this, and it was a pleasure to get to know you, James.
That's great, man. All right, very cool, man. I'm going to be following along very closely. I want to see a lot of screenshots of your drafts this year, Tom. That's what I want to see.
You got it.
And let the people know where they can find all your stuff. And can you talk about any projects that you're working on? Is that allowed?
Sure. I could talk a little bit. So I will be having stuff coming out, and then that'll be the more appropriate time to do some press. But right now, you can follow me on Twitter at Tommy Scott, and on Instagram just at Tom Everett Scott. And this Labor Day weekend, I will be in Erie, Pennsylvania. The Wonders are going to have a 25th anniversary reunion celebration of the movie, That Thing You Do. And we're going to throw up the first pitch at the Erie Seawolves game, and everyone will be wearing Erie Wonders shirts. It'll be great.
Dude,
so we're going to auction them. We're going to sign them and auction them off for charity.
Dude, that's dope. I love it. All right. Well, for Tom E. Scott, I am James Koh. I will see you guys next week. Next week's the last show of the season, guys, and I'm going to be running it solo. I'm going to be running a Best Ball Mania 2 by myself. I actually get to draft my own team this time, everyone, and that will be next week. So again, for Tom, I'm James. We'll see you later.